Hey y'all, happy Wednesday. I am Nicky Avery, the crochet designer, blogger, and yarn dyer behind Avery Lane Creations and ALC Yarns. And this is the Yarn Everywhere podcast where I share with you all the things I'm working on, from crochet whips to knitting whips to yarn, all the things. So I am going to just jump in and show y'all what I'm working on. And it's that moment where I've prepared all morning for this podcast, getting everything gathered up. And then I just realized I forgot the yarn that I dyed live on Saturday in the other room. So we'll see. I may pop out in a minute and go get it. I'm not sure. But I have a lot to show y'all, so I'm going to jump in. The first make that I'm going to show you is a crochet one. I know. If you've been watching for a while now, you know that I've been usually starting out with my knit socks, but I'm going to surprise y'all today. Keep y'all guessing here. So, this is the Verna Cowl, and that's what's on display behind me. My friend Danielle at a Knotty Habit Designs designed this pattern with my yarn, and I did kits a while back, and then it was such a hit, and then we had more people requesting yarn and all the things. I ended up doing it was the Mother's Day kit that it first was released in, and then I ended up doing kits again because so many people loved it, and then she decided to do a crochet along, so I'm kind of helping her with that. We have some really fun prizes. This is week 2, and the rest of the crochet along, or not the rest, but weeks 2, the part for week 2, will go live today. So I did jump ahead because I couldn't help myself, but let me show y'all. This is the Verna Cowl that I have so far. I was so impatient, y'all. I couldn't wait to add in the color. So I did go ahead and do that. And then I made myself stop last night. So I didn't get too far ahead. So I'm going to go get some pictures today. I really wish I would have gotten pictures this morning. I like to use natural light. I'm going to move this real quick. Sorry. I like to use natural light. So I do a lot of my pictures outside, and it was like overcast this morning, and it was like the perfect lighting for pictures, but I had to wash a bunch of yarn and a bunch of other stuff, so I didn't get to it. But this is the Verna Cowl that I'm working on right now, and I'm a little bit obsessed. I love these colors. This colorway is 90s tie-dye, and this is Purple Passion, and the 90s tie-dye is part of my summer tie-dye collection that is still available in my yarn shop. If you're interested, there's a bunch of other color options in there too. The last day to order is Friday. So if you're interested, hop over to my yarn shop and grab you some, because as soon as I finish this, I have a hank of DK weight, and I'm definitely making socks with it because it's one of those colorways you want to make all the things with. So that is my Verna Cowl. And once the rest of the part 2 pops up today, I'm probably going to go a little further. So I'm pretty excited about that. All right, so let me focus. Sorry, get excited. Hey, Missy. Has anybody started making pumpkins yet? I designed a pattern last year called Country Bumpkin Pumpkin because I think I'm funny. And I have 2 pumpkins that I made. I don't know if this one's inside out. No, it's not. I just have to stuff them and shape them. So this color, I love this color. It's called Thatch, I'm pretty sure. And it's Furls Crochet's yarn, and I just went blank on what it's called. I don't remember. I'll put a note in the comments. But anyways, this is one of their colors from last year, and I just knew it had to be a pumpkin. And I really like this color too. This is, I love this yarn, and I can't remember the color, but I'll have it in the notes section of this video. So these are 2 mini Country Bumpkin pumpkins. I really like the minis because they work up super quick. Because right now it's like, I want to see the pumpkins in all the colors. So, and they make really great little gifts. I just go get sticks out of the yard And for most of these, I just use a stick for a stem because I think it's adorable. So that is another whip that I have to stuff. Okay, so last week, did I forget it again? I think I did. Nope, I didn't. Yay! Last week, I was telling y'all about the Brindley scarf that I'm doing. And there's this part of me that really, look, I love the look of it. And I love this pattern. But switching colors every 3 rows is already driving me batty, and I'm only this far. And I made a decision a while back that I am no longer gonna like force myself to crochet things that I just am not getting any joy out of. And I'm just not. I'm going to make this because I love this pattern, but switching the colors out, I'm just not. So I have a couple of options. I'm thinking about making half of it in this color and then doing the other half in this color. Or I'm just going to pick a variegated yarn and just do the entire pattern in that variegated yarn. Because with the puff stitches, you're still going to be able to see all the pretty colors. It's just not going to pop like pairing it with a tonal, but I'm not enjoying it. Every time I pick it up, I dread having to change the color. So I am going to frog it. And I just cannot decide. I really need to make another one. This is one of my oldest pattern designs, and I really want to update the photos and update the pattern a little bit. I just haven't found a color yet that that I want to use. I also thought about doing a couple of different variegated yarns that would go well together. And then just, I don't know, like maybe using 3 different colors for it. I don't know. Let me know what you think. What would you do? Okay, so that is the Brindley scarf, and now it can go in the frog pile. I think a lot of it is in the evenings. I want to sit and I want to crochet. I don't want to have to constantly be changing out yarn colors. I don't enjoy that. I'm kind of a lazy crocheter. So let's see. That is all of the crochet projects I have. Now let me show you the socks. I'm still slowly working on the birthday party sock. This is my second sock that I am making with actually sock weight yarn, and it's just a little slower. It just takes a lot of time, but I really, really enjoy it. I usually will pop this in my purse if we're going somewhere, because like if we're standing in line at a grocery store, I can just get it out and work on it. So let me put the pattern back in there. So I'm really enjoying that. It's just, I just have to make myself be patient and not want to rush through it. And I have another DK sock on my hooks. And I almost cast on another DK sock, and I'm like, Nikki, stop. So far I have resisted, but I have the yarn picked out and it's so pretty. So this is another little sock that I'm working on, and I'm trying something a little different. So the decrease that I like is the slip knit. And in this pattern, some of the decreases are where you knit 2 together, and then for the next one you slip knit. So I'm trying to do all the decreases in this pattern as a slip knit to see what the difference is. It's like my brain. It's like I get the hang of something and it kind of gets easier, and then my brain's like, how can we spice this up a little bit? So that's what I'm doing. But I've been curious about it, and I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna try it and see. So this is what we're doing. It's an experiment. I'll let you know how it goes. Oh, and I think I told you that is yarn from Yarnable Hypnotic Yarn. It's a hand-dyed yarn subscription box. My friend Cheryl has it. And I think that was June's colorway, and the colorway is called Picnic Basket. It's super cute. And as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh, I've got to do socks. So let me show y'all my next whip. I had to switch project bags because the other one was just driving me nuts. It was too floppy. Y'all, I'm so obsessed. I really wanted to get the second color. I wanted to get it a little further before I showed y'all, but I haven't had a chance to get back to it. Is this not gorgeous? I'm a little bit obsessed. So this is some yarn I picked up at Arkansas Yarn Co. that was dyed by Lori there. And I saw the colors together and I'm like, oh my goodness, I want a shawl out of this. And I'm using Expression Fiber Arts Copland Shawl pattern. And the reason why, I think I told y'all, but the reason why is because it's a beginner friendly pattern and it has a video. So if I like confuse myself, I can just go to the video. So that's what I'm working on. And then I've got to tell y'all what I did. So last week on the podcast, I mentioned that I had started another Copland shawl, even though I didn't finish my very first Copland shawl. So I was like, okay, I have a minute. It was a day that I was super tired. I was like, you know what? I'm going to take me a 15-minute break and I'm going to work on this shawl. Y'all, I got myself in a pickle. I know better than to knit when I'm tired. And I picked it up and I just started knitting. Well, I knit the wrong side. I just was not paying attention and it's a mess. And I just have not taken the time to figure out how to fix it. So one of my knit friends messaged me and she was just telling me that you're just going to have to tink back. Basically, don't frog the whole thing, Nikki. Tink back and then you can fix it from there. So I'm trying to find how far off I am. Right here. Right? I honestly don't know. I haven't found it yet, but this is how pretty it is. And this is where I messed up. Somewhere in here where I started going. I'm in the middle of changing yarns and I picked up the wrong yarn and worked the wrong way. So yeah, I'm pretty sad. And it's in timeout right now until I can like really take the time to focus, look at it, and then get on YouTube and fix it. So the good thing is it's fixable. The bad thing is I just don't have time right now. But I'm really sad. But it's, the thing is that mistakes happen so we can learn. Like I'm going to learn a lot from this. I'm going to learn how to tink back, how to fix it, and then hopefully learn to pay more attention when I pick up my knitting. So those are all the projects that I have that I'm working on right now. And I think that's enough. Like I'm good. I don't need to start any more projects. But I probably will. So let me show y'all what I finished. I told y'all I'm making pumpkins. This is the second mini pumpkin that I finished, but the other one I already gifted to my mother-in-law. And I think this one is so cute. So there's this Yarn Bee yarn called Rustic Romantic. And I think it's hemp. It's something, and it has like hemp or something in it. And look, I don't know if you can see it, but it looks like almost like little pieces of straw. And I just think it's perfect for pumpkins. It's super cute. I can't remember the color, but this is like a really, really light pink. And I was talking to our little cousin who was visiting me yesterday, and we were talking about pumpkins. And I was like, you know what? I want to crochet a pink pumpkin. I'm going to crochet a pink pumpkin. She's like, you should. And so I whipped one up real quick. And I love finding different things to use for a stem. This is just a wine cork. I have a ton of them. And I just think that they're super cute for stems. And then this is a another one. So this is my medium size. That's my mini. This is my medium size. And actually, it's a little bit bigger than my normal medium size because I went up a hook size. I wanted it to be a little bit bigger. That's what I love about this pattern is that you can go up a hook size, go down a hook size. You can even like change out yarn. If you wanted to use a bulky weight yarn, you could. Um, anyways, I just love it. And I love this color too. So the other mini that I made and gifted to my mother-in-law was this color. So this is my country bumpkin pumpkin pattern. And the medium size is actually a free pattern on my blog. And I will link that below because let me just tell you, like, they're addicting. You can't just make one. And I'm actually going to try to get a video tutorial done for one of these because I've had a lot of people that said that they want to make the pattern, but they've never made a pumpkin before. And I know it can be really intimidating, but once you make one, like you got it. So that is my current obsession, especially the minis because they're so quick. And then I am slowly restocking my face scrubber pile. And I need help naming these. So back when I first started designing and I first had my blog, I come out with a blog post that has 3 different face scrubber patterns, but I never named them. So I want to like update that blog post and like name the patterns and get those patterns typed up and just kind of redo all that because it's like 3 years old and I didn't know what I was doing. And I mean, I did, but I didn't know to name it. Like, I feel like it would be way more popular if I'm just like, hey, you can find this blah, 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 blah on my blog instead of just like face scrubber. Anyways, and so I'm using a bunch of my scrap yarn from my sunshine cozies and making them really colorful because my cat has basically stolen all of mine. So there's that. So I'm slowly getting some of these made. And I really love this one with the puff stitches. It feels so good on your face. It's such a good exfoliator. So that is another finished item. I finished one of the DK weight socks in the Yarnable colorway picnic basket. Pretty tickled with it. I've got to look at the other socks to compare where I can't talk. This is where I'm slip knitting instead of doing the, what's it called? Knitting 2 together. So it does look a little bit different. So I'm going to compare to the other socks and see if I like it. And I may go back to the other way, but it's fun just to experiment and see how different stitches look. I don't remember. I think I showed this last time, the birthday party sock, my first sock finished with sock weight yarn. I love the feel of it. And then I'm slowly working on a stack of sunshine cozies. I have not been to the tea shop lately to check and see how many they have. So I'm hoping to get 10, but I may just weave the ends in on these and add the tags and all the things and then just drop them off and just kind of see because I don't know when I'm going to be able to make some more. So I'm really loving this color. I think I've shown y'all this one before. And this, of course, is my all-time favorite. I love this Cotton and Brights. This is a newer color that I really like. It's called Harvest. I've used it before, but forgot about it. And I have 2 of them in that color. And I've got another of that one. And then I have one in City Beats. So that is my stack. And what I'm hoping is before I take them, I'm going to get my stack photo because I keep forgetting to do that. So I think that's all of my finished items, but I wanted to tell y'all that my carry-all phone purse that I've been showing y'all, I love the texture of it. You can see the texture better in this solid color. This is now on my blog. It's a free pattern on my blog. So I'm excited to share that with y'all, and I will link that below. They're super fun, and they actually work up really quickly until you get to the strap. And then the strap, it feels like it takes just as long to make a strap as it does this. But once you get in the zone, it works out pretty quickly. But these would make really good gifts. My mom, when she saw it, she's like, I want one. And then she wants one for her friend Becky. So I have those on my list to make for them. So they're really fun to make really good gifts. And I use mine all the time. When I go walking, I'm always tossing my phone in there and my key, and I just go out walking instead of putting it like right here in my bra where it's uncomfortable. So I love mine, and I hope that you'll make one. And that's all my whips. I've been pretty busy. Now let me show you some really cool stuff that I got in. So I'm really excited about this. I've been wanting a yarn bowl for a while, and Furls Crochet has a glitter one that I still have my eye on, but they keep selling out. So my friend at Nerdpreneur makes these yarn bowls. I didn't realize they were so big. Look how huge this is. I also like the fact that if you want to, you can thread your yarn through here. Some people don't like kind of being committed to like, you're going to have to finish this project or cut the yarn. But I like that option, or I feel like you could just come over the top too. But look, this is some Bernat blanket yarn caked up. That's how big this thing is. It's huge. And I love the colors. Like, how pretty is that? So I will link her shop below. She has some really cool stuff. But yeah, so I finally got my yarn bowl and I love it. And isn't it pretty? So happy. Just a happy color. So I need to put that back by my chair. And then y'all, I got the sweetest gift the other day, and originally I come in here and I put it on my desk because I was like, oh, I've got to show this off on my podcast. And if I don't keep it contained, it's going to be everywhere and I'll forget. But I couldn't help myself, and I actually ended up using one of them. So let me show you that one first. So my friend Lindsay at Always Yarn First, and if you like watching like knitting and crochet podcasts, she actually has a podcast on YouTube too. It's called Always Yarn First, and I'll link that below. But she sent me some project bags, and I love this one. I love the fabric and how lightweight it is, but it's well made. And I love that you can just drawstring it together and, throw it around your wrist or throw it in your purse. So I love it, and I love the color. I feel like this is reversible too. I feel like it is, but I just love it. And I've been using it since it got in. So she was so sweet to send these to me. So that was one of them. And y'all, this one, I love it. Look. And look at the inside. And it's a really nice size one too. Oh, and I just realized there's a stitch marker on the zipper. Look how cute that pineapple is. And the bag it says pineapple yarn. So I really like this too. And then some cute stitch markers. Look at those colors. It's like a shell. And then look how pretty those are. Seriously, it was like the perfect timing. I needed a little pick-me-up, and I was just shocked. I was like, at first I was like, what did I order? And then I opened it up. I'm like, oh my goodness. So Lindsay, if you're watching, thank you so much. You just brightened my day. Oh, and then here are some patches, like crocheted by, I just love them. So thoughtful and so sweet. So thank you so much. And now I'm so excited that I can actually use all these. So I'm going to put these on my cart right now. Okay. I have notes everywhere. All right, let me put that over there. And then one last thing, I actually got it in last week, and it was everywhere. Like, part of it was in my other room, part of it was in here, and I'm like, you know what? I will just get it all together and share next week. So my Yarnable box came in, and this is the August box. So if you are a Yarnable subscriber and you have not received your August box, you may want to like skip this part. So it's called Straighten Your Crown. And the extras were, y'all, I'm excited about these. They're iPads. Look, when you get over 30, you start worrying about the bags under your eyes. And they're hot or cold. And I believe they're reusable. So I'm really excited about that. And they're cute. Look at those cute pineapples. So I'm really excited about that. And then there's some popsicle soap, and it's like pineapple. I love like handmade soaps and stuff like that. So I thought this was super cute. And then some soak wool wash. I absolutely love this wool wash. And it's the pineapple flavor or scent, not flavor. You don't want to eat it. So she always picks the best extra goodies. And I really, really enjoy now I kind of know how my subscribers feel. It's like, this is so fun. So I really enjoy my Yarnable box every month. And y'all ready for this yarn? Like, you want to talk about happy colors. Like, look at that. It is bright. But and it's called Straighten Your Crown. And I just think it's so cute. And these are probably going to be socks because I am so pale skinned. I don't wear this color. Every time I try to wear yellow, people are like, are you feeling okay? And I'm like, I'm fine, especially mustard. But I mean, I know this isn't mustard, but I think they're going to make some really fun socks though. So those will be socks. And that is the Yarnable box made by Hypnotic Yarn, or put together by Hypnotic Yarn. So those are all the new fun things that came in. Now let me jump to yarn news. So I have dyed up one of the colorways for the August Yarn Club. Y'all know that my yarn club every month, there's usually 2 to 3, 4 different colorways because every time I set up to dye, I don't like repeating yarn. Plus, I feel like this way I can kind of like, I have some to choose from in case there's a color that maybe one of my subscribers isn't really crazy about. I can choose from a different one. But I also feel like it's so fun. But anyways, so I seriously could dye all of the yarn in this color this month. It's really, really pretty. So I cannot wait to surprise my yarn club members. I will be dyeing other colors. It's not all going to be this color. But I also got a couple extra burners, and let me tell y'all, I've outgrown my laundry room. So, and I have like a really long porch on the back and the front of my house. It's like an 8-foot porch, and I want to say it's like 50 feet long. I don't know. But all the way at the other end of my porch is my garage. So I put a table up down on this end and ran some extension cords to add 3 additional burners. So I can just about knock out the yarn club in 3 dye sessions instead of 4 or 5. So I'm pretty excited about that. It's kind of terrible because, I have to get out in the heat and it's already hot in my laundry room. But it makes me so happy that it's saving me some time. So I'm really excited about that. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all that my Sunshine Cozy, I now have a full crochet tutorial on my YouTube channel, and I will link that below. I've gotten a lot of really good feedback about that. So I'm excited that I finally did that. And I take you pretty much step by step. I also show you how to make the sleeve, the hand sleeve on it, and then how I attach it and all of the things. So if you've been wanting to make one, but the pattern intimidated you, it's now a crochet tutorial on my channel. So I'm happy to share that with y'all. I think I already told y'all about the summer tie-dye collection, that it's still available for pre-order in my yarn shop until Friday. And that's it. That's all the yarn news that I have, I believe, if I can read here. Yes, that's all the yarn news. So a lot going on. Let me tell y'all, I've been kind of freaking out over here. Been having trouble getting my bare yarn. It's going really good for a while. I can just order. It's here in just a couple of days. It's wonderful. but I order so much yarn at one time that it comes in 2 separate packages. And used to, I would get the package one of the packages one day, and then like 2 days later, I would get the additional package. Well, the last 4 times, no, yes, this is the 4th time. The last 4 times that I've ordered, so for several months now, that second package never shows up. So then I have to, and the company's great. It's not their fault. Like, they have been absolutely wonderful. And so I have to go back and forth with them, and they end up issuing a replacement. Well, this month I was like, I'm going to get ahead of the game. Like, I'm going to order way more yarn than I need. I'm going to order it super early, and all's going to be well. All was not well. I ended up placing an additional order, which half of that got to me before the other half of the other order. And then I was freaking out because, coincidentally, in that half is the yarn was not the yarn that I actually needed. So my DK base that I actually need are the 2 missing orders. But I got a knock on the door this morning, and my newest order that I just placed, the last half of it came. So I only have one half out there somewhere. And they emailed me this morning saying that they are going to go ahead and ship a replacement. So I'm like, thank goodness. I was freaking out because I was like, I refuse to have my yarn club boxes go out late. Like, if I got to go like find some sheep, spin the yarn myself, I'm kidding. But I was definitely starting to panic. I was like, okay, I don't know what I'm going to do, but all is well for now. And I'm just going to have to go back to ordering yarn several months in advance, which is really hard on a small business, but you got to do what you got to do, right? Um, that wasn't even in my notes. Sorry. I guess I needed to vent. So thank you for letting me get that out. Now I'm going to close with momentum moments, y'all. And this is something that has been on my heart for a while. And I actually did a live kind of close to this on Monday with my, my Monday momentum moments. Y'all, we can choose how we let people make us feel. This is something that I've been working on for a while now. Like, we can choose, like, you know, with comments that people make on our social media, in conversations that we have in person, or how somebody treats us, or just however we are, communicating with somebody. We get to choose how they make us feel. And I know sometimes, especially like via text message or, comments on social media, where you can't see somebody's facial expression or hear the sound of their voice, it can be so easy to hear a comment and get our feelings in it. Like, oh, well, that was rude, or wow, that was not very nice at all. Um, but one thing that I've been practicing this half of it for a very, very long time is, especially if, like, on my social media, if I get a comment that could be criticism, okay, I stop myself, and before I'm like, oh, well, that wasn't nice. I'm like, okay, is there any truth to this? And I'll read the comment again, take my feelings out of it, and be like, is there any truth to this? Like, it's been a while now, but somebody commented on one of my reels, and they said something about the text goes by too fast. And again, it's been a practice, so I don't even think about it now. The first thing I say is, I to myself is there any truth to this? So I went and I looked at the reel, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Nikki, like, I I didn't even know what I wrote. Like, I couldn't even read it, and I didn't realize it. But Instagram, whatever my excuse is, but the story behind it is that Instagram was glitching at the time, so I was trying to hurry before it just completely froze. Like, it took me so many times to make this, and I'm like, I'm just gonna get it done. You know, done is better than perfect. And so I'm glad that she said something, because sometimes it's very hard to comment like that. But when I know better, I can do better. But if I would have taken that as like, "Ugh, well, that's not nice," and block her, or, get a little sassy back with her, which is something I try not to do. Um, like, I would have missed the whole point. And so I, responded back. I was like, "Oh my goodness, thank you for letting me know." And, she was even like, "Well, I'm glad that you took it the right way. Like, I wasn't being mean." But you see what I mean? Like, so many times, especially nowadays, I feel like we can be so easily offended. We can be so easily like take somebody the wrong way. Now, there are keyboard warriors out there, and there are people that are just, it's like, I feel like they search the internet just so they can like have a negative comment on something. Like, I feel like they search keywords and then they find all the posts with that and then like say something mean or negative. But here's the thing, we get to choose if we take it that way. So I'm going to share a little story with you. So, and look, if you're a Southern woman, again, don't be offended because I think it's funny, especially in the South. Southern women, they have a way of complimenting you, but not actually meaning it as a compliment. Like, they're kind of like, "Oh, girl, did you get your hair cut?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I did." "Oh, wow. It looks good." And I'm like, "Oh, thank you," you know? But some Southern women, that's kind of their way of being like, girl, you need to let your hair grow longer." And some of them will tell you, but like, it looks really cute, but I really like it when it's longer. But me not being from here, like for so many years, I was just like, "Oh, thank you." Like, I chose to just, I never once thought somebody was like kind of like telling me a long way around that my hair looked terrible or something like that. Like, anyways, and it wasn't until one of my Southern friends was with me and like, I don't even know what we were doing, but it was several instances. Like, I had one of my Southern friends with me when somebody did that to me. And they're just like, "Nikki, you know that wasn't a compliment, right?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She's like, "That's not a compliment." I was like, "Yeah, she said my hair looks good." She's like, "No, that she didn't mean it that way." But you see what I mean? Like, so for so many years, I could have been taking people wrong, but I choose like that if she meant it for bad, well, I took it for good. So I'm better off for it. You get what I'm saying? Now, I'm not saying that we need to be a doormat and let people be rude to us, but so many times we get offended or we get our feelings hurt and it wasn't even meant that way. So I feel like if we can right out of the gate just be like, "Oh, I think I'm taking it wrong." And this is another thing I'm working on, like with my husband. Like, he'll say stuff sometimes and I'm like, "Okay, this is how that made me feel." Or like, I'm taking it as this. And he's like, "Oh, no, no, I don't mean it like that at all." But before, I would just be like, I would tell him, "Well, that was rude." Or I would get mad at him. And he's like, "What is wrong with you?" And it was all because I took him wrong. And this happens a lot via text message. Like, and he's just like, "I feel like you don't understand me via text message." So, anyways, I limit my social media, but lately it seems like when I get on social media, sometimes I see comments and I'm just like, this whole thing could have been avoided. Um, so I totally got off my notes here. We get to choose. We get to choose how we take things and how we let people make us feel. And, even if they really are being rude to us, like, we can choose to not let it ruin our day. We can choose to just bless and release, be like, bless their heart, which I actually did not know was, I bless people's heart all the time, thinking it means, "Oh, I'm sorry, girl." Like, kind of like, "Oh, I'm sorry, hugs to you" type thing. And then I had no idea bless your heart was really like not nice. So if I ever bless your heart to you, I mean it nicely. But again, I chose for it to be a good thing. Um, Life is so much better when we can choose to not be offended, when we could choose to not always think somebody's being rude. Um, it's so easy to be kind when people are being kind to us. But when people are not being kind, we can very easily be not kind back. And I just feel like we need more people out there just like letting things roll and choosing to be kind anyways. Um and that's the thing. Like, I can be kind all day long, but let somebody cut me off or play keyboard warrior or say something mean to one of my friends and like my fierceness will come up. My fierceness and my sassiness. But I'm trying to like tone down that inner gangster when it tries to come up and be like, "No, we don't act like that unless we really have to. But we're gonna try not to, okay?" Um, and another thing, and I heard this quote a long time ago, have no idea who said it, but they said, "Never mistake kindness for weakness." And I think that is so true because it really takes true strength to be kind when somebody's not being kind to us or when our feelings are hurt. Like, it's really, really hard to be kind. Especially when our instinct is to lash out. Like, somebody hurts us, well, we want to hurt them. It's just human instinct. But for the most part, I feel like we can just like pause and choose how we react that honors who we really are. So it's kind of I'm kind of ending with a challenge today. I want to challenge y'all to like, let's be more intentional. Let's be more intentional. Let's choose to not always assume the worst. And to smile at people. Y'all, let me tell you, when I go grocery shopping, I don't want to be there. Like, I have a plan. I want to get in, I want to get out. And I have that facial expression that some women have that is very unapproachable, even when I don't mean it. Because usually, like, I'm in the zone. Like, I'm thinking about what's on my list. I don't want to forget anything. I want to get in. I want to get out. There's people everywhere. Like, so usually my facial expression is like I'm in the zone. So I probably look very mean and very grumpy or whatever. And I'm really not. I'm just thinking, I guess it hurts. So one thing I'm trying to do now is like when I'm out in public is smile. Like, just if I'm in the zone, I catch myself and I look up and somebody's looking at me, I'm not mean mugging them by accident. I'll just kind of smile or whatever. Because I know like how it makes me feel when somebody smiles at me. I'm like, oh, well, that was nice. It just kind of gives you some pep in your step. Even when I'm in a bad mood, like, I try to smile at people. And I feel like when you smile, like, you can't help but not be grumpy. Um, and lastly, like, especially when we're in a bad mood or we're grouchy or we don't feel like being nice, if we can be nice and we can smile and, let the mama behind us that has a screaming kid, let her in front of us. Yes, we're in a hurry. But, like, I feel like the more that we can try to think about other people and move past our feelings and what we're going through, I feel like it just, one, we're going to feel better and we're going to make other people feel better too. So please know that I'm not in any way like preaching or anything. Like, this is just something that I've been working on lately, and it was on my heart to just share that with y'all. So I hope that it just lifts you up. And I hope that, like me, you're going to be like, you know what? I think I'm going to try to smile more. I think I'm going to try to not let people make me grumpy. Okay. That's all. That's all for today. And I hope that y'all have a wonderful week. And until next time, happy yarning. Bye.